morning, Instagram. I haven't done a video like this in a while, but I have a minute while I'm driving, so I thought I would come on and represent the female athlete course that I keep kind of posting in my stories. So I originally met Antony when I was postpartum. It was COVID. I was looking for a course to take to keep my mind busy while I was at home with my little, and really evolved really is the best way to say it as a physiotherapist. I took a slightly different course. It was the master class at the time, which he no longer offers, but got to learn a lot of things that are also taught in the female athlete, and then started doing some teaching virtually and also in person with Antony since then. So I just want to kind of, for anybody who doesn't know what it's about, it's a very active course. So you're doing a lot of movement, trying out a lot of things. If you are a female and you have symptoms and you feel like there are things you won't be able to do, it's actually perfect, because that might be the moment when you realize that a different modification could allow you to be in fitness and have no symptoms, which is ultimately, like, I think what we're all hoping for. A quote that you've probably often seen or heard from me, especially if you're a client of mine, is restricting activity in hopes of saving a vagina is not holistic health. And it is because I feel very strongly that, all organizations promote that we have exercise for so many different things: cardiovascular health, bone health. I'm not going to go into it all, you know it. But oftentimes people have symptoms, which keeps them away from movement. And I think that there is a way to blend pelvic health symptoms and mitigate them as much as possible while still achieving that level of fitness that we are hoping for, or that we need for our bodies to be healthy. So this course is open to fitness professionals, so personal trainers and the like, as well as physiotherapists. Commonly, it's a pelvic physiotherapist course. That's not to say that you need to be a pelvic physiotherapist. You can be an ortho physio if you're curious about concepts with women's health and you just don't know enough at this point, because the course is absolutely not internal, even though it is represented in pelvic health kind of spaces. So for a personal trainer, the concepts of movement and programming and doing stuff with our bodies is nothing new. That's going to be where you shine. And what you could potentially learn from that course is maybe a bit more of the nuance about pelvic health, a bit more of the modifications we could make, or understanding external ways outside of the body ways to understand what's going on for somebody's symptoms, to be able to help them. You guys are great at exercise prescription, so it brings in a little bit of the rehab kind of process without having to diagnose, because we know that you can't, don't have the designation to do that, but to be able to help people regardless. Super helpful for personal trainers or fitness pros. And I see oftentimes that a lot of them are joining the course with us. And then on the other side, sorry, I'm a little bumpy. Typical winter here in Canada. On the other side, I do feel as though before I came into this course, I was more rehab specific than I think I ever needed to be as a pelvic physiotherapist. I think I was too worried about symptoms to really see that person as a whole and see what we could do for movement. If you feel as though the pelvic physio training in you is like, let's figure out the right way to breathe, exhale and contraction, and inhale and relax, and we've got to make sure you've got the right pelvic floor contraction, and let's get that transverse abdominis going before we kind of build on top of that skill. That was the style that I did before I entered this course. And again, there's a fragility to this that I think, like, yes, it's important to learn these skills for some. Are we holding people back in movement by not allowing them, gatekeeping them from moving bigger kind of movement systems, squats and running and all of the things that we also know are helpful for pelvic health because of strong pelvis and the impact stimulus that drives pelvic floor contractions by jumping and doing different tasks like that? There's a place for both to meet. So I think that personal trainers might kind of gain some insight on the rehab side, and then pelvic physios could definitely, I think, benefit from seeing the bigger kind of picture. If you don't already do that in practice, if you feel like you kind of have a passive treatment approach, or you're hands-on with a lot of people, doing internals very frequently, like, there is more to pelvic physio than that. And I hope that you join us in Peterborough this year to explore that with Antony, myself, and likely Nicola as well. Yeah, I hope to see you there.